Hey, what's up guys and gals, my name is Rick9G. Thank you so much for joining me today with another fact or fiction episode focusing on the show I Love Lucy. I really enjoy making these fact and fiction episodes, and there's a whole list dedicated to them, so go ahead and take a look and make sure you don't miss any of them. In this video, we're going to talk about the I Love Lucy episode entitled Pioneer Women. The episode comes from the season 1 episodes. It was episode 25. It was filmed on a Friday, February 22nd, 1952. The rating sure was very high with a 66 out of 86. There were a few actors who were in the supporting cast, but let's just look at the main plot of the episode. Lucy is washing dishes, and she's very determined to find out how many she's washed during the course of her being married. 219,000 dishes. Woo! The girls demand that the boys do something about this, and they go and confront them about all the housework they've been doing. The men insist that women have gotten too soft, and they bet them $50 that they will cry uncle first after agreeing to live life before the turn of the century. They can't have any new modern conveniences. So the girls begin to churn their own butter, they bake their own bread, and of course, this is one of the very famous scenes where that giant loaf of bread comes out of the oven. I did do a fact or fiction episode on this, so don't forget to take a look at that episode. And continuing on, the girls and the boys decide to wear old-fashioned clothes. Ricky even has to come home on a horse without using modern transportation, and that is what we're going to focus on today, guys and gals. That specific horse. Remember, I Love Lucy was in the early stages of the show, only in episode 25. You know, the show had about 180 episodes, 179 total, and this was the very beginning. How are they going to get a horse on the stage in front of a live studio audience? How are they going to manage it? Let me tell you the entire story and what actually went down. Now, to get this story, we do have to look at an individual called Mark Daniels. Mark Daniels was the director of this episode, and I Love Lucy had several directors during the course of its series, but Mark Daniels gives us a really good idea of what happened with this so-called horse. And if you look at the extended cut, or as the full version of this episode, you see that the horse only comes into play for only about 2 seconds. Why would they go to the trouble of getting a horse, having a horse trainer, training him for such a long time, having him on screen, have the actors rehearse, create a set that encompasses the horse, only to have him for less than 2 seconds? And that's because Mark Daniels says it was a nightmare. Mark Daniels explains that he had Desi riding the horse. There was no problem there. In fact, according to his words, they rehearsed the hell out of that horse the entire week. Now, that is usually longer than they would take to make a rehearsal for an episode so that the horse would do exactly what it had to do. But then we come to the night of the actual taping of this I Love Lucy episode. The horse took one long look at the 300 people in the audience who had not been there doing any of the rehearsals. Of course, the horse freaked out. He knew what he had to do, but when he was in front of the people, he freaked out. He refused to cooperate with any of the stagehands, even with his trainer, and Desi mounted the horse, and he couldn't get him through the apartment door as the script called for. So they improvised and had it done on a back porch instead. According to Daniels, it was a complete mess, and they couldn't use much of the footage. Of course, the audience got a bit of entertainment out of it, but in the final airing of the show, only about 2 seconds of footage of the horse were used. It was a complete mess, but to our eyes, it went as planned. So let me know what you think about moments like this, guys and gals. I think they're amazing because they help us dive deeper into these episodes, and they show us a lot of interesting facts and concepts. We'll see you next time, guys and gals. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up, and most importantly, always stay positive, always better yourself, and most important of all, be hopeful.